So in this video, I want to go straight directly into the point on how I'm able to sign 2 to 3 clients per week with this untouched, if you will, business model that I do, right? And I say directly in the point because unfortunately, a lot of people do these Miro board videos and never seem to actually get to the point, or they spend 30 minutes talking about whatever, right? So I don't want to be that kind of person. I want to be able to show you directly what I do, how I sign the clients, and exactly the business model that I do, right? To show you proof, these are my DMs. So this is DMs I get pretty much every single day. This is just a part of them. As you can see right here, hey, I just signed the contract. Hey, Adam, yes, go for it. Sure, let's go. Please share. Go for it. Please do. Sounds interesting, etc. Right? Just to show you an example. And this is exactly what I'm able to transform all these DMs into payments from clients. So as you can see today, 3.4K, 2.9K, 2.K, 2.5K, sorry, 1 week, 9K, in a singular day, over 5K, etc. Right? Just to show you proof. And again, I'm the first one who has trouble actually trusting people online. So I want to show you even more proof. This is my computer, the computer I'm recording this on currently. And the name of my agency is Growth Experts. And as you can see, this is actually wires to my bank from Stripe. This is in June. So you can see 3K, 1K, 5K, 1K, stuff like that. Just so you can actually see the proof because, again, I'm the first one who doesn't trust anybody online. So just to show you an example, right? And I'm showing you this and my results, it's nice, whatever, but it's not just me, right? I'm actually helping a few guys out right now currently. When I'm saying a few, I actually mean a few, not like 100, like an actual few. If you go on my Instagram, you're going to be able to see all these results that I've posted, right? I've got a client who just, I've been working with him 2 weeks. He's one of my guys. He signed us for a client, 500 euros, 20% rev share. This you can also go check. Sammy, who's been with me for a month, made 3.2K. He didn't make 30K. No, like all the other gurus may promise you, he made 3.2K, which is, more than his job. So that was a good thing for him. And he had a 20% rev share with one of my clients. I explained it here in my story. This was Sammy on his first ever sales call. He closed for $1,700. This is Jamil. Also, he had a DM. Okay, let's proceed. 2 weeks in, right? Just to show you an overview because it's easy for me to talk, but to actually show you the concrete evidence is another thing, right? So, and I'm showing you this. And again, I don't help hundreds of guys like your favorite influencers that have thousands of people in their mentorship and their course, whatever. I'm actually right now only helping 4 guys out. That's all I'm doing, right? And the thing is, why I do that is because I actually don't want too many people doing this. Because if too many people are doing this, then that would bring the saturation of the market, and I want to be able to sign clients myself, right? So that's the reason behind it, right? So I'll get into the exact business models that allows me to do that. If you don't know already, I'll be able to get straight into the point, like I said in the beginning of the video. But I want to mention that, and this is something that you maybe think about when I'm saying, I'm signing 2-3 clients a week. I'm not sending thousands of cold DMs. That's not something I'm doing at all. I'm not spending thousands on ads to be able to sign 2-3 clients and having a ROAS of like 1 or 2. Like that would be great, right? I'm not posting a bunch of content. I do post content, but that's for different. That's for my personal brand. That doesn't have to do really anything with it. I'm not really signing. I'm signing a few clients with it, but not anything crazy. I'm not doing some crazy AI outreach system that does 10,000 outreaches and 10,000 cold emails per day. And I'm just cashing in all these clients. That unfortunately maybe works, but most of the time it doesn't. Let's be honest, right? So that's not what I'm doing here. Absolutely not, right? And the reason I say that, and I'm being funny and stuff like that, but the reason I'm saying that is because most people think you need these things to sign clients in 2025. You probably think, oh, he's signing 2-3 clients a week. He's definitely sending thousands of cold DMs or spending ads or stuff like that. But that's not the truth. But here is the truth, right? If you want any typical SMMA, like a standard one, it doesn't really matter the service, but it's, typical SMMA or content agency or brand scaling or whatever you want to call it, you'll have to use one of these systems, if not multiple of these systems. Posting a bunch of content, sending thousands of DMs to be able to sign a client, doing some AI outreach systems, spending thousands on ads. And I'm not saying these are bad, by the way. I'm not saying these are bad. They are possible, but obviously it's not ideal, right? And why that is, and why do you think you need these systems, is because everybody's doing these models, right, that I just talked to you about and have been doing it for years, right? And I don't want to call it saturated because in one sense, I don't like the word saturated because I think there's money to be made in every single business model, but it just becomes a bit harder, right? And obviously, I won't know why. I'm not gonna, learn to you anything new that it's because of these popular gurus, which are fine. They do their own thing, and I'm no hate towards them, anything like that. Iman does SMMA, breast scales, brand scaling. She does high ticket sales, stuff like that. That are all teaching the same models and the same ways to get clients, which is mainly like outreach, stuff like that. I know high ticket sales, it's not to get clients to to land a job role, stuff like that. But you get the idea, right? And what does this do? Like I said, it doesn't make it that much saturated, but definitely makes it harder to sign clients, and people are getting the same offers and they're getting the same kind of pitches, stuff like that. So that brings a level uh, of difficulty to the market, if you will, especially if you're just starting out in business and things like that, right? And more. Like obviously, I just talked about these three models, but bro, there's thousands if you want to gurus and people preaching this kind of business model. It's a content agency, AI agency. I've heard about stuff like that. AI growth infrastructures. What? So there's a bunch of things like that, right? And the fact is, if you're watching this video, right, there's high chances, really really high chances, that either you're doing one of these things, right? You've tried these business models in the past and see no success. I was doing that in the beginning. You're currently doing one of these business models and maybe stuck below 5K a month. Maybe you've signed first client. Maybe you've got someone on a retainer. Maybe you've signed someone on a free retainer. Trust me, I've been there. It's the grind. It's fun, right? Um, or you just looked at the space, you looked at the business model, you stick to the gurus. There's way too much things going on, and you don't even feel like starting anything. And I can get that because when I started, obviously I was like super motivated. I tried a bunch of things, but looking back, if I was just gonna start now, I wouldn't even want to start anything because there's just so much going on. And like who to trust, what should you do? It's super confusing, right? And that's normal, and I can understand that for sure, right? Again, because you see it, everyone saying online that it's saturated and don't try this one, and then it becomes a bit confusing. By the end of the day, you still want to make money online. You know, online business is the way to go for you, and that's what you want to do, right? And that's exactly where I was about 2 years ago, right? This is me 2 years ago. I tried this kind of agency where I would, help you with your Instagram. This is cold emails that I was doing, some e-com stuff, just watching some videos. I've done it all. If you watch my other videos online on my YouTube channel, everything, you can see all my journey. You can see all the things I've tried. It's been tough, and this wasn't like a overnight like 6 month thing. This took years in the making, right? And this is a side of, I think, online business not a lot of people actually think about, right? It's not that just like this few months in, boom, you're a millionaire. It takes a lot of time, a lot of trial and error and stuff like that, right? So I know you're maybe asking yourself, what is the actual model that I do that signs me consistent multiple clients per week, as you can see with the kind of results that I showed you at the beginning of the video, right? So I'm not going to give you some 30-minute long story of why I started it, the years I've been doing it, how I started, and just blah, 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 like I told you at the beginning of the video. I'm just going to show you directly the model and just tell you what it is, show you how it works. And if you want to go try it out, you can. If you want to go sign a client, text me, say, hey, Adam, I've signed a client. Thanks to you. That'd be great as well. I've gone those DMs before, but you can do whatever with that information. Okay. And I want to show you directly the model again, because I remember watching these types of videos, and I still do, right? I still watch other people in the space and everything like that. And when they used to like just to go much in details and they wouldn't get straight to the point of how they do it, that would piss me off. So I don't want to be that kind of person. I want to go directly into what I do, so you can just learn what I do, apply if you will, or do whatever with the information, or get my help if that's something you're interested in, right? So this is me right here. The model is called info consulting, right? If you don't know what info is, it's selling information online, like courses, programs, any kind of offer, community, whatever it is, right? You probably know already about that space. And then consulting is just helping. That's what it means. So it's info consulting, as you will. It's kind of the name I gave it. I know there's people giving different kind of names out there. This is the name that makes the most sense, right? And it's where you help experts and knowledgeable people, so people that are good at what they do, that have skills, right, build their own info business. Again, I told you what an info business is. It's courses, it's coaching, it's mentorships, it's whatever it is, right? And I don't want to get too much into the business model itself and why it's good, because I think you already know. There's high profit margins. You don't need to invest anything. Selling information is easy. And the marketing is easy. There's multiple reasons why it's a good business model, right? I don't want to get into that, but I think you have an idea, and you can just see. I mean, everybody's doing it online. Every guru that you like is doing it and making a bunch of money. Iman Guides made 100 mil plus with it, to show you an example, right? He didn't make 100 mil plus with his agency, but he made 100 mil plus with his info, right? Nothing against the guy, but that's the reality of things, right? And when you help people with building their own info business, right, and that's when you get paid. I do want to preface, though, it's not people like Breast Scales that you're going to help sell a course, stuff like that, because they already sell it. They all have the systems, everything. Where you're actually going to help is people who have very, very low follower count, or maybe, not that high, a few thousand followers, like this guy has 4,000 followers, and then helping them with their info business, right? And there's multiple reasons for that, and I'm going to be able to show you exactly why and how, okay? And then simply you get paid a lot of money, as you can see. In a singular day, I made over 5K just from this model, okay? To show you an example. And I'm not showing this to brag or anything. It's just to show you the reality, right? And trust me, this is a nice tribe. This is good to see this in your tribe. My tribe wasn't looking like that 2-3 years ago. I'm going to tell you that right now, right? So why does it work for me and could for you? First of all, there's no competition. Okay. In this model, nobody is outreaching these small creators and accounts that are skilled at what they do. If you look at someone who has 2,000 followers, that's really good, let's say at fitness or photography, whatever it is. Maybe it's a trader that doesn't sell a course, anything, and they have 1,000, 2,000 followers, but they're good at what they do. Most likely, nobody's ever really outreached to them, right? About anything. Not only just to sell a course or coaching, but about anything. So once you're the first person ever to outreach to them, that sparks something, right? For them. That's they're obviously going to see your message. They're most likely going to respond. Okay. That's the first thing. There's no competition because nobody else is outreaching to these small accounts for this kind of service or for this kind of consulting. That's the first thing. Second thing, everyone wants to make money online. You're pitching people the idea of directly starting a business, right? You're not pitching people on getting maybe a bit more clients or pitching people on content. You're pitching people on starting a full-on business that can make life-changing money for them. You know, there's clients that went from 0 to 10K a month that you can help with their info business. Making 10K a month for people is going to be completely life-changing, right? So that is a huge value proposition to them. It's very interesting for them, right? And especially when nobody's done it before and pitched them that opportunity, they see it as like a huge opportunity for them to actually get started, which it is, right? So it's a very interesting proposition. Next thing, there's high interest in starting a course or coaching, right? More and more people want to start these types of businesses, but don't know how to and need to get guided, right? Starting a coaching business, starting a course is very in demand right now. So a lot of people are trying to find info on how to start. They don't know how to start. So that's another reason. The skills to be able to learn to help someone is relatively easy. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, there are some advanced stuff, but overall the stuff like how to set up Instagram, how to make content for it, how to sell it, some DM settings, some DM closing if you want, some how to make a VSL. These things you can learn them pretty easy on YouTube. That's what I did when I started. Okay. After that, you can scale quite easily. Finding a way to sign more clients, to scale revenue, share clients is a straightforward process, right? So if you want to find a way to sign more clients or scale a revenue share client, so someone you have, let's say 20% rev share in their business, it's a pretty straightforward process. Now, I'm not saying it's super, super easy and you're going to be able to scale someone super quickly, but you just have to learn it and apply it to that client or learn a way to be able to find more clients without you actually, working 20 hours a week to find more clients, right? And I say that because, again, you can make 5-10K a month just from one client for having them sign the rev share, which is pretty good because they're going to be able to make much money. They're going to pay you a percentage, right? You can automate also getting clients, which is also something I do. Another great thing is that's a long-term business, right? You're getting into industry, the info industry, coaching course industry. It's not going anywhere and it's only going to grow and expand. So that's another great reason why you should get into it, okay? So I'm going to show you, again, I'm going to go straight directly to the point. This is exactly the framework where how I'm able to sign multiple clients of them per week, simplified. First of all, outreach to them. Okay, I have multiple ways of signing clients. Outreach has always been a great way just because, again, there's no competition in it, right? The reason outreach is hard for most people is because they're outreaching to the same clients, pitching the same things, right? I do about 50 to 100 per day, not me personally, right? I have a VA, I have a team to do that for me, so I don't have to do that. And basically what I do in this message is I offer them a video explaining how they can turn their skill into a profitable online business. I'm not showing them, hey, work with me, hey, do this. No. I'm just showing them the opportunity that they can turn their skill, whatever they're good at, into an online business. Who wouldn't want a free video on that, right? Let's say you're really good at a specific thing and I go out to you and I don't even talk about myself. I'm like, hey, you're really good at that. Do you want me to show you how you can turn that into an online business and make a bunch of money? Of course. So everybody's going to say yes. So now they say yes, they become interested because I specifically do the video and I can break down in another video how I do the video and what exactly I pitch them. But I basically do a full presentation on them and I make it personalized and everything. And at the end as well, I showcase how I can help them with that. And then they become obviously interested, right? Because nobody's ever done that and nobody's done ever a video that's personalized to them. So that's really good. Don't send a video that's personalized on the first one. You can, but it's going to take you a lot of time to outreach a lot of people. That's actually another thing you can do, right? So they become interested. We jump on a call. Obviously, you need to be good at sales. You have to be good at communications. That's something you have to learn as well. You don't have to be a master closer, but you should still know how to communicate, right? They sign. You repeat it, so you just obviously outreach to more people, they get interested, you get them on calls, stuff like that. You can also get referrals. I have a bunch of clients that come from referrals. You make content about it. That's what I've done on my Instagram, stuff like that. Make content around how you help people, etc. So you can do that if you'd like. You don't have to. You can dabble in some ads if you'd like. You get really good results, not only with the clients that you charge upfront, and then also the rev share. And that's pretty much it. That's my whole system. That's how I'm able to sign a bunch of clients and get these kind of results that I've showed you in the beginning of the video, and how I make over 5K per week at 20 years old, right? And this is what I do full time, right? So, like I said, it was straight to the point video. It wasn't too long. So I want to show you this, but only if you're interested in actually putting the work. Because again, I showed you this business model looks easy, looks super nice to start and everything, but I'm not gonna lie, there is some work to it. You have to be serious. You have to be willing to learn the skills. You have to be willing to, get rejected a few times. But if you're serious in doing that, because any business is gonna have to require that, so might as well just pick one and just go all in, right? So if you're interested in actually putting the work and starting this kind of business, and you see the industry, you see how easy you can get clients, and like I said, I've tried over 6-7 business models. It's the only one that I find any kind of remote success in, right? Or basically, and to learn the skills and start signing 1 to 3 clients per week. Like I said, like all the guys that I've helped, right? Like I said, I'm only helping a few guys out, and I'll be able to get some pretty good results. Sammy 3.2K, like I said, first calls for Sammy, Jamil, a client 2 weeks, stuff like that. You can see more on Instagram. Then below this video, I have 2 options. Either you can book a call, so I can show you exactly if you're ready to be able to get my one-to-one help. It's not free or anything, obviously. I'm gonna tell you it's free, or else that'd be fun, right? But it's not. If this is actually, if you're really serious and you really want to get started and want more info on how I can actually help you out, that's the first thing. And then if not, if you're ready yet, if you still have some questions towards me or anything like that, you can simply just DM me on Instagram. That's like, again, just below this video, and I can pretty much just answer any questions, or you can just follow me if you want to go look at my content, look at my results, whatever. So if you want to do that, that's basically it. So that's why I want to show you this video. Like I said, straight to the point. And if you have other questions or stuff like that as well, you're not too sure about the model, just go on my YouTube. There's a bunch of other videos as well. You can check that out. So that's pretty much it. And I'll see you in another video.